Come, let us prepare. Make some good profits today. Market lifters clues right here. Let's talk about that in today's video. I want to also run through today's intraday analysis. So let's run through that as well. Quite straightforward day, isn't it? Now, you've seen this happen so many times before. Members, once again, EOD summary right here today. So please review, very important. You have to understand what to be looking out for. I will just run through briefly for the daily videos. On Sunday, I will run through them more in detail. So please just run through the analysis. It will help you, especially understanding my thought process throughout the entire analysis. You can chain my thoughts together. It will help you understand it a little better. Now, right at the start of the day, this is nothing new to you, isn't it? Right? You fail to see strong liquidity, as I mentioned. I would be looking for example, as I shown you here. Something like that would be great. Yeah, you notice that, right? Otherwise, it's very difficult to discover pockets of liquidity, especially with the magenta. And by then, you've already seen how teal is building liquidity on the taper here. So if you manage to catch this taper here, this is actually a really good trade. On the way up here, we had that orange just grinding up. Now, this is just to kill all the people who are shorting here and just boiling them slowly alive. You understand how it works here. I talked about that briefly. So please do check them out here. Right, I think I mentioned it. This was it after 10:15. Yeah, right here, 10:40, right? I mentioned this. Yeah, soaking up the sellers and triggering the stops for the one large candle. So you have to understand that this is quite a standard move, how they grind up. And for you, it's understanding this continuation. When there's a continuation, it's grinding, it's dangerous. But if you don't see magenta in control, right, you absolutely don't see magenta trying to take control. So you don't have to worry. For me, I didn't take my trade here. I took it at a retrace here together with that orange. Now, just this small move here. Let's take a look. It's still more than 100%, isn't it? So you don't have to always be worrying about missing out. You can always prepare for the next trade there. Now, thereafter, there was a very beautiful trade here. I saw that with the pink algorithm. Right, you see this happening. Beautiful head and shoulder pattern. Now you see it firstly breaking out of the teal, and then within the teal you see that it's building a nested structure here. Can you see that? Once you can see this nested right structure, left shoulder, right shoulder, within the right shoulder, you have another inverse head and shoulder pattern. So this is known as your nested right shoulder. Nested right. You understand this, right? So a beautiful trade. The only quirk that I think this one was that it's buying quite slowly in the magenta. But not too bad, because you do see glimpses of orange, and it's sufficient to protect your trades and to remain stress-free as it grinds up into that magenta. Still a beautiful trade if you manage to catch this. I warned you about the yellow, and you see how important it is to have the algorithms at play. Right, so this is why you need to always just be very careful. I charted this yellow here as well, telling you about the possibility of that liquidity at that 5-day, and you see we grabbed the liquidity near 12 o'clock. I was talking about this right about 12. This was about 12:05, so it was slightly early. where was it? 1205. Yeah. Right, I talked about how this liquidity, right here, where the yellow algorithm is. Right, 5-day with the yellow algorithm. So you see it for yourself, understanding the algorithms, right? Yellow algorithm and 5-day moving average. I will run through all these over the weekend, so it's just to help you have a little understanding of this. So we lacked continuation, but you see that the market was just building liquidity. And once you see yellow in control, you prepare for this. You prepare because you know yellow is in control. There is a possibility that the market wants to grab this. I was lucky I took a zombie here, right? Because I was nurturing my runners. I just saw my trade properly. Thanks to TG as always for charting my trade. If you obviously some of you saw this trade, right? So this was this one. Yeah, fantastic trade. But just take a look at what I did prior to that. I was just nurturing my puts. I was just nurturing my runner. So I caught the trade slightly earlier here or here, I think. Not at the top, probably here. Yeah, and I was just nurturing my runner. So you have to understand the concept of nurturing, right? If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what I'm doing, you think that, I caught this, it could be luck. Now you can't have, this isn't luck. You can't have consecutive green trades after green trades, puts calls consecutively throughout the entire day. This isn't luck, and you shouldn't be trading with luck. As much as luck can help you with big moves, so this is luck. Yes, I would agree that getting to $30 is luck, but the entry certainly isn't. So understand this. Right, when you know that I'm just nurturing my runner, so this becomes a very easy decision to go down, right? Because I've always explained this is trending down. I'm already green here, protected all the way to the break of teal, so it doesn't affect me slippage. So I can just add to my runners, hopefully, to get there, and I can re-add again if it takes time to retrace. But obviously, I got lucky with this very large drop. Once again, all news candles. Even if it's news candles, see how penny perfect? The news candles have to respect the algorithms as well. Right, so anyway, even if you miss that, absolutely fine. So this was a 5x trade. Yeah, 5x trade. 6x trade. Large candle, 6x trade. But I want you to see how, even with the final, this was the final 15-20 minutes trade. This was a 3 minutes trade, and it's almost 4x, about 3.5x, just like that. This is 3.5x. So it doesn't matter, you can always be able to catch good trades. You don't always have to catch the big moves. Take a look at this. This was barely 1.5 points. 1.5 points for 300 and, well, technically it's not. It's more than 350%. 3.5x trade. Whereas this one was almost a 4 or 5 point move for 6x. This is much better, I would argue. Yeah, so you don't get fooled. If you're a real trader, right? You're not looking at hindsight trading. If you're a real trader, you do not get misled that this is a better move than this, right? So understand that they are all profitable moves. I would still love to have them, but anyway, even if you miss that, this is fine, right? Wait for cups to close, as I mentioned. An over spilled cup, it's always great. Yeah. Let's see how I built liquidity off that 5-day moving average. And so if you charted the teal a little bit more diligently, you would have seen it's still penny perfect right here. Penny perfect teal. Yeah, if you charted it a little bit more diligently, you would see it's penny perfect. So beautiful trade here if you manage to catch this. And then obviously there's a short bounce once we retested the QQQ 20-day moving average. I'm sorry, QQQ 5-day moving average. Before we started rejecting the yellow and trended down again. So very beautiful trades here for today, yesterday as well. 30-minute chart. I talked about this green, right? And we were just trending up the green. No surprise here. And once again, what's the best place to short this? Once we break the green. And once we break the green was exactly here. This was when we broke the green. So you could have always waited for the final once we break the green if you wanted to short this. And absolutely no need to be shorting this. You can catch this last red candle, sure, with some microstructure on the 1 minute. But otherwise, it's always more ideal catching the breaks of the 30-minute win there. Where we bounced off that yellow here. Sorry, the orange here. So the question is, the market wants to build more liquidity to head down. Now we do have a catalyst tomorrow, CPI report at 8:30 pre-market, so that's quite, there will be movement. So I want to identify the wedge first for the potential moves, the liquidity here, and obviously liquidity here as well. Right, so pay close attention to that. Now firstly, market may, pay close attention to this green selling. If it continues to sustain, we have an orange here. So if this wants to head up, it has to firstly grab the liquidity here, right? Followed by the liquidity of that green, right, before it starts heading up there. So pay close attention, especially through the green rhythm here. We want to see some structure. So the market builds some structure here that will be ideal. Right, so going up is quite straightforward. Wait for cups to close. Yellow 685. Green rhythm. 20-day turn support. Build structure here, it's best. Alright, you understand that it's quite straightforward. Alright, so pay close attention to that. Now, if we remain tight in the range here, if CPI doesn't move, we remain here. Pay close attention, 5-day turn into some sort of resistance in the structure, breaking out of that orange. You see green already getting involved. So any selling you want to see green getting involved as well. But I will chart a orange here tomorrow, so I'll look out for that orange if it continues to sell within the green like that. Okay. The larger liquidity obviously is here, as I told you about. And so if the market wants to truly dump, look out for this liquidity here, especially circumventing this large green candle. So remember, as I told you, if it's easy up, it is obviously easy down. So pay close attention to this. 5-day, do we turn into some sort of resistance? Close the cup at that 675 yellow, which is this level here, just before this large green candle being guarded. So if market is kind, we get a structure here. If the market's not kind, CPI eats this up, then that's fine too. Wait for structure right here. Otherwise, one more. Wait for the retest of this yellow level. Let the cups close and build a structure heading down. And you will see how soon the 200-day moving average can be coinciding with the green rhythm here. Right, so you see all these liquidity pockets. You are ready. So let's continue. Stay focused. We'll meet week. Stay focused. We'll wrap up the week strong. Thank you very much for watching. See you closer to opening bell.